Milkomeda and the first EVM sidechain are nearly live. Just behind it, SingularityNet and the first phase of the ERC20 Converter. ccvault becomes Eternl, and finally, Grayscale makes a huge investment into Cardano and ADA. Let's take a look at all these things together in the weekly report. Welcome back to Woodland Pools. Today it's time for the weekly report. There's a lot of exciting news and updates to go through, so let's jump right in. And the first one we want to take a look at is Milkomeda. As a reminder, Milkomeda comes to us as a project from the DC Spark team, which we've gone into detail in previous videos. But the whole idea behind Milkomeda is to be able to take existing projects that are written in Solidity, that are running on Ethereum-based blockchains, and being able to bring that existing code to other blockchains like Cardano. So the first iteration of this is going to go live on Monday, March 28th. This is huge. If we think about it in terms of the impact for the Cardano ecosystem, these kinds of sidechains and having an EVM sidechain on the side is going to make it so much easier for companies and teams that have projects that are already running on Ethereum-based blockchains to be able to take that exact same code, run it on this EVM sidechain with Milkomeda, and be able to have that plug into the Cardano blockchain. Keep in mind that this is not going to be a bridge between Ethereum and Cardano, right? This is not going to be something where like tokens can move over from Ethereum to Cardano. We're going to talk about that in a second. But this is for projects to be able to launch on the Cardano blockchain in parallel with the launches they already have going on Ethereum-based blockchains, but it'll run on this EVM sidechain, and that will plug directly into the Cardano mainnet, and they'll be able to have their code run as if it was running on Cardano natively. You can tell even by their branding of their name, there is no token. Their whole thing is like, hey, if there's good code written in different places, let's let it run on multiple chains. Really exciting. This should be live on Monday, March 28th. Really excited to see what starts going live once that actually launches. And then, similar but a different concept, we were just talking about EVM sidechains and how that would run and plug into the Cardano ecosystem. But the other really big concept is how do you bring tokens over from Ethereum to Cardano and be able to do the kinds of DeFi things that you would like to do and swaps for these different tokens, but pay much less in gas fees and all kinds of aggregated fees. That's where the ERC20 Converter is really huge, and SingularityNet are the first ones that are doing this. All of the work has been going to have it happen first with SingularityNet and their AGIX ADA pair, and have that move over from Ethereum to Cardano. We now have a roadmap here on what the next month or so is going to look like. The hard fork has already happened for the AGIX ADA pair to a Plutus-enabled token. Up next, the ERC20 Converter bridge is going to be upgraded as well. Then we'll see it on testnet starting on the 28th. That's also Monday, same date that we saw for the DC Spark Milkomeda work. And then the idea is that on April 18th would be the rollout to mainnet. As we all know with software development, we'll see if this actually rolls out exactly the way that they're saying here. But regardless, the combination of Milkomeda and having EVM sidechains, and then this work being done by SingularityNet to spearhead the ERC20 Converter to bring coins and swap them back and forth from Ethereum to Cardano, a huge sort of 1-2 punch here in terms of usability and bringing people over from the Ethereum ecosystem into Cardano. These are two huge announcements. It's all really starting to come together here, looking like in Q1 and Q2 of 2022, we're going to continue seeing some really big things built out. Super exciting stuff. And next, we've talked a lot about ccvault, which is our favorite wallet in the Cardano ecosystem. We have a whole series of playlists to help you get up and running on ccvault, and it kind of caught everybody off guard, including us, that ccvault, which was ccwallet, has now rebranded again, and hopefully for the last time, to Eternl. So there's a thread here that they put out on the rebranding and why they did it. We can talk through some of the highlights here, but I think probably the most important one is this section here, where they're saying, look, we know the blockchain is going to be around forever, and so with that, we want to have a long-term in mind, and they needed a brand that speaks to what they're about, where they're headed, and the broader reach as the Cardano community grows. And a big part, too, that we know was a long complaint about ccvault was that the functionality was great. The reliability of knowing that it's being powered by Firehose and your transactions will go through. That's really exciting. But the thing that people would always kind of say is like, but you might want to work on your UI a little bit and make it feel a little bit cleaner. And we can see they've taken that to heart, and partnering with Artifact, we can see that with the rebrand, they want to design a best-in-class wallet experience across web and mobile. They already had, in our opinion, the best wallet in terms of functionality. And now they're like, okay, this thing is already great. How do we now make it really user-friendly? So Congratulations to the ccvault, now Eternl team. I guess we're gonna have to update all of our tutorial videos. Hopefully you don't rebrand again. Best of luck, and we're really excited to see what you do. We agree with Pete here. Please promise us no more rebranding. Very excited for you guys, and very excited to see the good work continue. And then finally, huge market news. Grayscale, who we've talked about in the past, they're a big investment fund that invests specifically in cryptocurrency. We've talked before about how they were ramping up their Cardano investments, and they've just now announced that for their X Ethereum fund, so basically a fund that is for other blockchains that are not Ethereum, they have some specific Ethereum things here. For their X Ethereum fund, when we look at the breakdown of all the other chains that are components of this fund, we see that Cardano actually in their announcement, they said Cardano and ADA were taking up about 24%, but if we look at the real-time numbers on their page, it's actually 27%. The clear leader in Grayscale's investment in this non-Ethereum fund is Cardano. So for a ghost chain, a pretty good nod of confidence from one of the biggest and most well-known investment funds for cryptocurrency. This is a huge kind of indicator for the market as a whole that forget all the FUD that you're hearing, forget all the noise that's being made on Twitter. When it really comes down to it, and really the money needs to speak about where do they see the future going, this is not based around who has the best memes. This is around who is actually going to carry their blockchain technology to the next step. And you can see Grayscale here betting with their wallets, and Cardano is their top fund by a good margin. Crazy exciting news, hard to keep track of it all, but all of it is adding up to be what's looking to be like a great spring and summer. Let us know if we missed anything or what you're most excited about, and if nothing else, we'll see you next week.